Walker, KO, Walker, KO, Walker, KO, Walker, KO. Boy, white black, bitch, tell me what
This was
let's do it. Man, they think they can see us, man. This that some shit, my niggas. They can't see us, man. Well, see my birds, you understand, nigga. Zone City, whatever. It's big.
They answered a distress call.
Where the hell is everybody?
Now,
Girl from Ipanema.
I don't mean to sound like a wuss, but this is starting to freak me out, man.
I vote we leave. Who votes we leave?
What's going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Nimes YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, aka the Low Key Horror Cave. Yes, you know it's October, so we're doing some more retro horror movie reviews. And this time we got Deep Rising, 1998, starring Trent Williams, rest in peace to Trent Williams, Famika Jensen, Damon Hansu, Clifton Powell. Like, it's a lot of people that was in this movie. Actors and actresses who are well established now, but I mentioned two black people because the brothers in this movie don't fare well. Give or take, this the 90s, and we had a couple movies where we survived, but I'm just saying, you know, I always got to point that out. Clifton Powell character, like, he did what he was supposed to do. He kind of lasted a good minute. But outside of that, we are doing a retro movie review, horror movie review of Deep Rising 1998. To me, this is kind of a guilty pleasure, cult classic horror creature film, and it's almost like Aliens on a ship. I'm not comparing it to Aliens, but it was that whole setup and plot with the mercenaries and everything. You know how Aliens did as far as James Cameron's Aliens with the mercenaries, and I feel like a lot of movies, not only with Aliens, but even with Predator and the soldiers in the woods, took notes from that, and they always kind of threw in them little cliches of having like these big group of soldiers or mercenaries having to take out some type of monster or something, especially throughout the 90s. But anyway, man, anybody not familiar with Deep Rising plot-wise, we got these group of mercenaries who are catching a ride on this boat with this crew and its captain, played by Trent Williams. And we got a subplot going on with this cruise ship. And looking like this cruise ship come across some type of disarray, once looked like something is hit it or something. But as far as the boat with the mercenaries on it, they end up coming across a situation once they end up hitting one of the lifeboats that comes off the cruise ship after it's hit. And not only that, the mercenaries end up taking over the boat because they got their own plans and what they are trying to do, as far as a little bit more of somewhat of the side plot dealing with the cruise ship. But outside of that, man, as far as overall monster movie or whatever, rest in peace to Trent Williams, man. He is definitely a character that you want to follow, and one of the things with me in horror movies, give us people that you want to invest in, characters that you want to follow. Give or take, this is definitely stereotype as far as those type of horror movies where you got kind of like the sarcastic badass as far as Trent Williams. Like, you know, he got some type of history, like can't nobody fuck with him, even with all these mercenaries around, they ain't messing with him. Then of course you got the jokester, you got pretty much his sidekick, the guy that's making all the jokes or whatever, even in some of the most dangerous or disarray moments where it's all this chaos going on, you got to have that one guy making all the jokes in horror movies, and he is that guy as far as his sidekick, Joey. I forgot the actor's name, but I think he in a couple of things too. But outside of that, you got your stereotype mercenaries. All these guys who's pretty much over the top badasses, pretty much always talking shit, don't listen to nobody, don't take no rules, all that type of shit going on, man. But once again, it's characters that you do enjoy. The mercenaries, though, like I'm gonna tell you right now, the mercenaries are here for me. They here to be slaughtered. They here for your viewing pleasure of seeing them get took out in the most craziest ways as far as by this monster. Let's get that out the way, including the brothers. But anyway, once again, I enjoyed this for what it was, and I still did. I had such a fun time rewatching this, man, especially since I ain't watched this in years, and just kind of getting thrown back into that moment or even that time zone of where I was at as a younger kid watching this for the first time as far as a monster flick or whatever. And once again, it stands the test of time. This doesn't have, like, of course, you know, Hollywood Pictures did this movie. I don't even know if Hollywood Pictures is still around as far as the studio. This wasn't Universal. This wasn't Warner Brothers or none of that shit. 20th Century Fox at the time, because I know Disney acquired 20th Century Studios, and that's what they call it now. But anyway, this was Hollywood Pictures. And what they was able to do with the special effects, with the creature effects, like, yes, the creature is very effective on here, man. Even with the kills and everything, because we kind of get like this snake type of creature before we actually see what's actually going on and the connection and the fact that this is one big ass monster or whatever. But as far as what they was able to do with the CGI in here and even some practical effects, it worked. Even this is 1998. And watching this today, of course, it's got some really like crappy looking CGI scenes or whatever. Niggas, PlayStation 5 and, you know, got better graphics in it. But I'm just saying though, man, for the time period and what they was able to pull off, being that this wasn't the biggest studio, and I don't know, maybe Hollywood Pictures was kind of big at the time, but I don't think they was. They pulled it off. And like I said, watching this in 2023, it stood the test of time for what it was able to do and what it was trying to do as far as Deep Rising. And once again, this is 1998. But, outside of that, it's got some really good moments. Trent Williams, like I said, is one of the main reasons you want to watch this, just off of his one-liners, just off his charisma, and like I said, his being very sarcastic. Like, this nigga ain't afraid of shit. No matter the situation is going on, he's still being sarcastic. He's still making jokes and puns and shit. It's a scene in here towards the end, or at the end, where the big ass monster pretty much got his ass, and he's still on some like, man, I ain't scared. You know, somebody in this situation would be like, no, get me out of here, get me out of here. Not him. Not Trent Williams' character. He's sitting there like, man, all nonchalant about it. And even when the monster like just got him, he's damn near staring at him. Trent Williams is still making one-liners. Like, what are you looking at? Boom. Once again, rest in peace to Trent Williams, but like I said, it was just like that stereotypical kind of badass, sarcastic guy that's leading the way. And like I said, he ain't take no shit, and you know he got some type of history, but they don't do like they regularly do in other horror movies where they got to break down his history. He was an ex-Marine or some shit like that. Anyway, though, overall, as far as characters, most of them people here, like I said, as far as the Marines or as far as what they are doing, they here to be ate. Everybody else, though, you still enjoy them, and you still enjoy them for the charisma. Not only that, as far as just the chemistry, everybody has chemistry. You people are talking, the conversations that they having, like, it don't feel like it's like nonchalant. It's like people in this situation on this ship dealing with this creature or whatever, and they trying to figure out ways to get away from it. We also have subplots going on because you know you got to have a villain. Outside of the mercenaries, who some of them kind of turn into people that you kind of can deal with, outside of one who does something very fucking stupid. But I love that scene, man, because we get some type of deposition about the monster and everything. I'm like, how do you know all of this? You are a cruise ship owner or whatever, because once again, we dealing with him being, you know, turning out to be a villain, whatever. But it's just the way he started going into detail about the monster and everything. But outside of that, it's pretty much setting up for one of the kills, for us to kind of get this moment to sit with. And it's effective though, because one of the people in here ends up getting like not ate, but the monster pretty much drains you. Like, he sucks all your like the fluids from the fluids from you, like everything from you. And we get this one scene where this guy's pretty much being sucked dry alive, but the guy, as far as one of the crew members, give him a gun to shoot himself so he won't suffer. But instead of him shooting himself, he tries to shoot at the guy, like some dumb shit. And then, since he misses, he tried to shoot himself, but he had a bullet, so he got to just sit there and get his ass pretty much drained alive or whatever. Really good scene. Once again, effective CGI, somewhat of what he was doing. But shout out to the performances too and the acting, making it seem effective what he was doing. But like I said, outside of that, in the creature, you do have this little subplot with kind of what's going on behind the cruise ship, and like I said, setting up a villain or whatever. And once again, it don't take you out of the movie. It works, but it's definitely stereotype. But like I said, it's 1998, so the stereotypes probably wasn't as heavy then, being that they were just kind of getting formatted in with it being the 90s. But like I said, Trent Williams is definitely the reason, as far as character-wise, that you want to keep going and following the characters. Not only him, but Joey, and even Famika Jensen's character, as far as the girl who already was on the ship once the mercenaries and Trent Williams and his crew arrived off the ship. But Outside of that, it's definitely, I feel like, effective kills. It's moments where the monster kind of jumps. It's got some jump scares where you don't have no music or anything that kind of scare you. You have people having like certain conversations where the motherfucking monster pop out of nowhere. Like I said, kind of effective moments. Even right at the end where it seems like they done kind of, made it. They done even maybe killed the monster. It's kind of like almost a setup, and not even like heavy-handed. It's a setup where if we get a sequel, I wouldn't mind jumping into this and rewatching this. I was like, oh my gosh, why we didn't get somewhere to a sequel so I could see what's going on, because I knew they was going to even make it probably more over the top, which it didn't. I didn't mind them doing that with the monster. It wasn't too over the top, but it was just enough to make you enjoy the characters and the moments, especially with Trent Williams' character, who seemed like he couldn't get hurt and nothing could happen to him. He was good throughout the movie. But other than that, man, y'all let me know if y'all have had a chance to check out Deep Rising, how y'all feel about it. Did you watch it as a child, or have you seen it when you got older, or have you never watched it? And if you have never watched it, definitely check it out. I feel like I didn't say too much where you can't go in and watch it and still get some surprises, because like I said, it ain't like some shit where it's a big mystery or something going on. This is a fucking creature monster movie, and they got some very good, decent moments in here as far as characters and even the back and forth, and especially dealing with the monster and what they got going on with him. But outside of that, man, y'all let me know if y'all enjoyed this as far as Deep Rising. If you have seen it, and if you haven't, watch the movie first, then come out and check out my review. Other than that, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new videos. Other than that, we out.